Hi everybody, welcome to the March 30th, 2018 edition of Colorado Inside Out Postgame, a special web exclusive production here on Channel 12. I'm your host Dominic Dezzutti. Let's get a quick take on the 2019 Denver City Council race beginning to take shape as activists are already throwing their hats into the ring. Meanwhile, the current Denver City Council announced this week that they have yet to decide if they will investigate the Mayor Hancock texting issue. Patty Calhoun from Westward, there's a lot here, but in kicking the can down the road last week, it seems that the Denver City Council is only making the issue bigger. What do you think?
Well, the longer they take to make a decision, the more people are going to look at them and say, what's the matter? Why are you so indecisive? Are you in the pocket of people? And the more candidates will come out. We're not seeing really big candidates come out yet. We're seeing a lot of neighborhood activists, but people who could catch a wave. We're not seeing a big mayoral competitor come out, but that could happen too. Right now, the City Council looks like a bunch of weenies. I mean, really, how hard is it to decide? The longer they take to decide if they should investigate, the more apparently there is to investigate. An investigator could figure out why it's taking so long, because maybe it's messy. An investigation doesn't mean you're necessarily going to come up with someone who's guilty. It just means you're looking into the situation, and there's several things to look into here. So City Council Penn had just said this, but we said it last week, I think, when they said they didn't want to re-victimize the victim without talking to the victim. That was their first mistake, and they should have moved a lot faster. David
Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. What do you feel is the position that puts the City Council at the least amount of risk? To go forth an investigation or to just come out and say, we're not going to do this?
Well, overtly, it seems very risky not to do an investigation. But on the other hand, we don't know what other reasons there might be to not do an investigation, that maybe there's other stuff to be found that has nothing to do with the stuff we've been talking about on this surface kind of level. In terms of the city council race, Tony Pigford, great name, family in Denver since the 1890s, is running for at-large city council and is making his biggest issue the I-70 plan, and he says, no, don't have it go through Denver, have it go much further north. I think that's probably futile at this point, but at least he's got an important civic issue that he's thrown into the ring. Now he's running against for the at-large city council against Robin Kinich and Debbie Ortega. The latter is quite a formidable candidate. She has been on the Denver City Council since the late 1980s. So if he can defeat her in a citywide election, that would be a real impressive accomplishment.
Penfield Tate, attorney at QTech Rock, also a longtime state lawmaker. Why do you think it is taking so long for the council to decide if they are to investigate?
I don't know. And I think Patty's analysis is spot on. The reality for city council now is the longer you wait, I think you run the risk of feeding into this sentiment that's out there that city council, the administration may be disconnected from where the citizens of Denver are. When you talk about Tony Pigford and I think it's Cindy C. DeBaca and some of the other announced candidates, and Patty's right, they're community activists, but what's important is they're activating around issues that are resonating, I think, with a larger and larger number of folks. We talk about this whole issue of gentrification and development and people feeling disaffected and that things are happening to them, not with them and for them. Tony Pigford, Cindy C. DeBaca all sort of echo that theme. And I think City Council's indecisiveness on this investigation ties into that. I think a lot of people don't know if there's an issue with the mayor, but they've been led on for so long, they're thinking, well, you said you were going to get to it and let's either deal with this one way or another and move on. And I think council's costing themselves some credibility, and quite frankly, some of these council members may be generating some more candidates to run against them if they don't get this off the plate as quickly as possible.
And the one you mentioned, it's Candy C. DeBaca running against an Albus Brooks district.
Right,
absolutely.
Right.
John Bowman from 5 Points News, wrap it up for us. What's at stake right now for the City Council with this big decision?
Well, as everybody has mentioned, their credibility is at risk right now. You know, this whole sexual harassment charge that was filed by Detective Branch Wise, she never did the protocol. There are certain ways that you file a sex harassment case. She never did that. The hush money that was paid to her was supposed to keep her quiet, but unfortunately she only got a third of that $75,000. Wayne McDonald was the driver. He was the one that took the fall, perhaps for the mayor. But the mayor did everything right in a sexual harassment case. He's supposed to investigate, go to the person with a written note and say, I've got to fire you. It's over. That's done. You cannot sue the city because of recent cases. This case, Wayne McDonald's case, has been used in 72 cases around the country. This is a landmark case here that came in Denver. It's being used to let public employees know how they can sue the city, their employer. So the city council needs to act, but this investigation needs to be done in an open forum, not behind closed doors, not where the mayor goes in and talks with his buddies on council and they come out and say, no, I told you 3 weeks ago, we didn't find anything. It's done. It's over. It has to be done in open court.
I think for me what it shows is that we need to be listening to Patty, because 3 weeks ago we thought it was all over and Patty said, nah, I don't think so. And
think so
you were
either.
absolutely right, Patty. Again.
But I'm wrong more times than not.
That's all the time we have for CIO Postgame this week. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. For everyone here at CPT12.org, I'm Dominic Dezzutti. Thanks for watching.